How to judge. Is it worth solving a problem? Let me teach you a particularly simple method. Give him a price. Some time ago, I accompanied the 17 entrepreneurs in the board meeting. Together, they did one thing. Find them at their company. That 2 million yuan question. Then try to solve it with Ari. Why 2 million? The numbers are too small, not worth the fuss. It's too big. It easily turns into fantasy. 2 million is just a reminder. Don't use tools that can change business outcomes. Wasting money on the issue of being too cheap. How do you find such questions? Let me tell you 3 stories. 1. Teaching the key to wage growth for fat. It's about mass copying sales experts. The first entrepreneur did chain mating. His company has 300 sales staff members. Half of them hire around 200 jobs a year. Only 15% can get over 400 orders. My heart skipped a beat when I heard that. That's the issue of value. I asked him, if the average salary can go from over 200 to over 300, how much profit will it bring? He immediately began to settle the accounts. Average transaction volume increased by over 100. Each sales increased performance by 150,000. A few hundred people is worth tens of millions in performance. As soon as the numbers came out, everyone immediately gets the feeling. This is the meaning of price tags. Many times, enterprises are not without direction. This is the most valuable issue. He was completely unnoticed. Can Ari really help? Yes. Why didn't traditional training exist? Because the experts are formidable. It's hard to sum up as a rhetoric. A parent's words. Let me think about it again. He really had no money. It was polite refusal. Still, when I get home, I have to ask my wife. Want to judge accurately? It takes hundreds of real battles. But with Ari, so there was a new solution. For example, for each salesperson comes with an electronic badge that can record audio. Ari analyzes everyone's conversations every day. People with good performance. How did the first sentence go? How did he respond to the client's hesitation? Break down the techniques of experts. Copy it for everyone. Let the experience grown in a few people replicate on a large scale. This is where Ari truly has value. 2. Cross-border e-commerce shipping plans. This is a math problem aimed at finding the optimal solution. Second, doing Amazon cross-border e-commerce. He said we had a problem. He nearly drove 4 colleagues crazy. What issues are shipping? They have over 200 SKUs. All are stored in Amazon FBA warehouses. Having more warehouses crushes cash flow. With fewer warehouses, stockouts drop sales. His ranking also dropped. Neither too many nor too little. So they formed a special 4-person team. Half a day of distribution. Left is sea freight or air freight. Whiting is another typical high-value issue. Essentially, it is a mathematical body. I originally studied in the Department of Mathematics at Nanjing University. Operations research. The research is on how to operate under constraints. Find the optimal solution. For example, a fruit shop solves a problem every day. How many apples are you buying today? The day before yesterday, I took 200 gin. Only 20 gin remain. Yesterday, I ate 180 gin, but not enough to sell. So today, one must observe the weather. Look at the weekend. Let's see if old Wang next door lowers the price. Just one small question. There are a bunch of variables behind the scene. Amazon shipping is a complex version of the same problem. Over 200 SKUs. The constraints change daily. No one can reliably make the optimal judgment, but software can. The problem is, in the past, making this kind of software required squeezing 10 people, several months. It starts at the million-level level. Most companies simply can't afford it. But today is different. Ari has greatly lowered the barrier to entry for software. I immediately opened the Ari programming software. Input the constraints you consider. Ari quickly provided an idea. The entrepreneur was instantly excited. If it works, the cost is not just manpower, warehousing, logistics, capital occupation. The out-of-stock losses far exceed 2 million yuan. Actually, many companies have problems. It's not that execution is lacking. It was something that should have been handed over to mathematics and software, still relying on others to take the brunt. The third entrepreneur. In e-commerce, he opened dozens of flagship stores. He said, the operations team is busy every day, but inside, he was especially anxious. Why? For example, doing e-commerce operations. It's like a novice sitting in the cockpit of a Boeing plane. Hundreds of buttons in front of him. Which one should I press? I really don't know. Morning. Should I change the main image? Afternoon. Should we adjust the price? Should we add an extra investment? Every action is a button. The operations team is in the cockpit every day, pressing back and forth. Then keep an eye on the data. Sales have increased. It's the main map that was changed well. The keywords were still clever. Sales dropped. It's because the price has been raised. Still haven't kept up with the ad campaign. It seems all connected. But how much does it matter? No one can say for sure. That's it. A question worth far more than 2 million. 4 businesses worth hundreds of millions. Optimization of every decision. All of it was real money. What to do? I opened the RE programming software again. Present rough requirements. The RE asked me a series of questions. How to obtain real-time data. How many points to allocate to. How many SCUS. He even specifically reminded me the final price of competitors. Membership discounts and discounts must be removed. After replenishing it, Ari began to think about how to implement the system. Simply put, it's about finding causal relationships in massive amounts of data. For example, when sales surged, you think it's because the main path is switched. No. It's because keyword traffic has increased, and then there was a shortage of competing products. Based on these causes and effects, Ari declines operational suggestions every half hour, automatically executed after confirmation. You can also keep a close watch on the market. There was constant talk. The more the entrepreneur listened, the more excited he became. He said that not long ago, he wanted to hire consultants for a project. Unexpectedly, the Ari finished sorting it out in half an hour. Past experience is scattered through personal exploration. Now, experience is accumulated in RE systems. 4.ai the greatest value. It's about making tools for you. Many people use RE to get direct results. Help me analyze this table. Help me write this email. You can do it all. But each time he did something different. Why? Because the RE's thinking path is unstable each time. Its essence is generation. It's not about checking standard answers. You ask him 10 questions. It might give you 10 answers. But for businesses, this instability is deadly. You can tolerate ERP systems. Today, we use algorithm A. Tomorrow, will we use algorithm B? No. What enterprises need is a high-precision machine tool. Give it the blueprint. It was perfectly fine. Countless identical parts are produced. In the business world, this is a high-precision machine tool. It's software. So the real workflow in the RE era, not RE to results. It's about RE, software, and results. Looking back at these 3 stories, none of these are about letting RE do the work for people. Instead, let RE write one. Software that can keep working continuously. This is the real way RE can unlock itself within enterprises. Unfortunately, there are still quite a few companies today. He hadn't realized this yet. Not long ago, an executive from a billion-yuan real estate company told me their company has 20 people. His daily work was just holding pen and paper. Register employees at the construction site for clock-in. Then enter it into the system. It's already 2026. Friends, at that moment, I suddenly realized this world has not yet been made up of mathematics and software. Take a good baptism and the management of weapons and equipment. The boss keeps an eye on things himself. Customer service responded, relying on sheer numbers, and so on and so forth. And behind this are one after another. A $2 million problem. May I ask about your company? Can such questions be found? Finding it is only the first step. The hard part is landing. So we launched a new project. 2 million AIS launched in 5 days. I will be with you and my colleagues the whole time. Find your company. That 2 million yuan question. Then it was developed. Practically available software prototypes. This is not an easy task, but this is truly a matter of compound interest. Follow Liu Run. Lowering the cognitive barrier for business.